Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys Hunter's Guild, The Red Hood, chapter number 8, and holy shit, fourth wall breaking. Let's go. In story, fourth wall breaking without fourth wall breaking. This is fifth wall breaking. I said that right. Fifth wall breaking, and I love it. This is some Kingdom Hearts shit going down. I have no idea what direction they take it with, but the premise alone of this, you guys thought the Jujutsu Kaisen chapter review that I just did was pretty short, right? I think we're going to have to talk about this. I think we're going to have to sit here and talk about this for a minute because best chapter, One Piece chapter was pretty fucking good. But realistically, what a fantastic chapter. Because we all had our theories about, okay, why is the mayor there, chilling with the wolf, etc., chilling with the witch, what's going on? And then we get this entire idea. We get this verbatim from the Viz themselves, said the goal of the red list. Now, they're using a lot of references to the written word, to a storybook, to a fairy tale, to the Grimm's fairy tale book. Is there some grand book, sort of like the writings, like the Elder Scrolls from fucking Skyrim? Is there the Elder Scrolls? Is that what the red list is? It's this red book, or this Elder Scroll that's on a red paper, and it's got all the stories of everybody involved, the story of the world, the future, the past, the present, and the future, all written on a scroll. There's too many theories. I can't assume much, but I think there's got to be something like that, because number one, we hear that the goal of the red list is the same as the mayor's, and the mayor is alive. And apparently his name is Heck Horlock. I don't think we knew that before. We just knew him as the mayor of the hamlet. And the hamlet apparently is still important. In some way, the hamlet is still important. But apparently, unlike a lot of people theorized, the mayor is not a member of the Red List. The mayor is not. He was a member of the Hunters Guild by the sounds of it, though. Apparently, he was a member of the Hunters Guild. He was a hunter, but now he is not. So, once again, the Hunters Guild, as I assumed in the last chapter, evil organization, pretending to be on the side of good. All of a sudden, turns out, no, they're the ones who caused all the calamity, and the Red List is trying to right the wrongs. They're the ones with the curses. You know what I mean? Sort of the flip story idea, look yourself in the mirror and flip it, I'm good with that, because apparently the mayor is a convenient tool that the Red List use. Is not a compatriot, is not a partner, is not a member, just someone who they can't really seem to touch, I guess. And once again, so we get Red List, we get editing the script. So apparently chapters 3 and 4, or 2 and 3, I forget which ones, but apparently the chapters with Dodu and the other one, that was added to the script by the mayor. The mayor is seemingly writing the future here. We're getting some Yuha Bach the Almighty shit going on here, because you edited the script, adding in those two werewolves, as though that wasn't supposed to happen, as though he created that. And then they stepped in because they needed to write. It's almost like they read the story. It's one of those, I've seen video games like this, but a good example of this is Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, where every time you die, because you're telling the story as you go, when you die, the main character dies for saying, no, that's not how that went. If you don't do something correctly the way the story is supposed to go, then they go, no, that didn't happen, because it's not the right way. So it's almost like the people involved with the Red List have read the future of the world. They're trying to fix something, a point in time. And we've seen this in other mangas too. We've seen this in Fairy Tail and stuff like that. But it seems like they're trying to they're trying to keep the correct course or trying to change the course. Let's assume for a moment the Red List is an Elder Scroll. They opened it up. They didn't go blind like the Moth Priest, but they opened it up. They read the history of the world. They read the future of the world. And they saw calamity because of A, B, C, D, E. So what they're trying to do is fix it, so A, B, C, D, E does not happen to end up in F and the destruction of the world. Or they see the Red List is the peaceful solution, is the right way for things to go, but there's an anomaly thrown into that. And the Red List continues to change. The story continues to change because of certain factors, and they're trying to eliminate that or condense them or rewrite it or something like that, because that's brought up too. So, because here it says the mayor edited the script as though that this is one big story, which it is. It's a manga, but it's like fourth wall breaking here, because he's writing the story and those werewolves weren't supposed to show up in the hamlet, but they did, and neither was Cinderella or Lycanon. But they showed up to correct the problem, because according to, and once again, I'm just assuming the red list is a literal red list, but it might just be a name of the group. It might not have anything. But there is a script, there's a list, and they had to step in, and the more we adjust the story to keep it coherent, the more the story's characters get yanked about. So this is implying that, like, these guys are overlords sitting there on the paper. You guys might be too old for this, but like the Looney Tunes cartoon where the artist is drawing everything out, and then the cartoon character is like, no, draw me this, draw me that, put the fire out of my ass, you know, that kind of sketch. It's almost something similar to that, like as though the mayor and people part of the red list are a writing group. They're writing the story, but this story is deadly. Like, it's like the Death Note book, you know, like this book is not just because, oh, I can rewrite it however I want. It's like, no, that's not the way it works. This is serious. This is like really dangerous. So apparently, the more they adjust the story to try to keep it coherent, which, I mean, good storytelling, the characters, unfortunately, get pulled in the directions, like, they can't control the characters' actions, so they can't control people in the verse. They can only control events that happen in universe. You know, so like the probability, they can change it like almost like a dungeon master in D&D, right? They can alter and change things as it goes, but if characters keep making different decisions, then you need to alter the story based on that point. And if you're trying to steer the story in a certain direction, sometimes it can be very difficult with a party of characters that refuse to go along with thread A and they keep wanting to walk path B. You know what I'm saying? So, once again, very, very interesting. And this is only the first 2 pages. Like, goddamn. And then it's all, like, let's see here. Then it's all, what's done is done and then can't be changed. So it's like they only have one shot at this. Like, they can't go back and change the past, and they can only affect, like, the present and future events. They can't change anything once it's done. So whatever he changed, whatever he wrote, they don't have a do-over, right? So, and even Cinderella here says, Grimm's no dummy. She'll have noticed what just happened. She's got an inkling, and we saw that in previous chapters. I mean, we're only 8 chapters in, and we're getting all this lore, all this dialogue. And I'm not unhappy about it. It's fantastic because it's done so well. So, because if she reports it, there's something about the guild. The mayor is apparently a part of the guild. And apparently, you could have outlined the scene. Once again, so they talk about editing. They talk about changing a scene and doing it in different ways. And all the mayor did was waste page space. As those, they're like, let's say the book, you know, your editor comes to you, your publisher comes to you, said, all right, 299 pages. That's all I can give you. So anything above 299, you got to decide what's cut. So you can only have 299 pages to write this story. No matter how good it is. If it's a 500-page story, sorry, you still only get 299 pages. So you need to keep it, by the sounds of it, they have rules. They're trying to keep it coherent. They're trying to either keep something on this course or change something that they know is going to happen, and they're trying to fix it with this magical book of changing the world. Like this fourth wall breaking storybook, which is like this fairy tale book, like a children is reading, which is really cool, and they have apparently limited page space to do so. And apparently the mayor is trying to fix something with a Velos story. So this implies so many ideas. He's seen Velos' future, and this is just me assuming, but he's seen Velos' future perhaps. He wants something better for Velo. He's raised him. He's going to feel like he raised him as a cattle to the slaughter sort of idea, pig to the slaughter, and he's trying to tweak it so that doesn't happen while still saving the world or something. Like it's going to be one of those Byakuya Kuchiki things. It's like I had a promise A and a promise B, and both are important, and but one is contradicting the other, and I still haven't made up my mind. I can't decide what to do. And we're sort of seeing, I believe that the mayor is extremely torn with saving the world or saving his surrogate son. And this is all speculation, guys. All speculation. But my God, that was only 3 pages of this chapter. 3 pages. How long have I been talking? Oh my God, how long have I been talking? I've been talking for over 10 minutes about 3 pages. Now, to be fair, I can probably cover the rest of it, but goddamn, need a drink. But good on like this Hunter's Guild Red Hood. What a great chapter! Like seriously, what a good chapter. Giving us all this shit at the beginning, just to feed and whet our appetite, as it were, just to make us be so involved in this world. You know, because I'm invested, I'm involved, and it's 8 chapters. So good. All right, so the rest of the chapter goes on. Apparently, it's been 10 weeks. They only have a few weeks left aboard the Ironworks. And a lot of people have jumped ship, but we do see Bonkers again, and we meet a new person who's got a phobia of leftovers named Mario. Mario is that weird guy, like the greasy-looking guy. I mean, says the dude with the greasy hair. But the greasy guy with the glasses, sort of the hunch and going, hi... I really don't. Oh my God, leftovers! Eat the potatoes! Oh my God! You know, that kind of idea, right? So, but they bunk with one of the Tiddly brothers, Tiddly and Vilu. So they're sort of trying to conserve on space. They're bunking together. It's all good. And then apparently we do get the explanation of what happens at the end. So before they actually dock, before they reach the Hunter's Guild, what happens is we have the debarkation exam. I think I'm saying that right, because it's debark, like you depart, you disembark, so you debark, but a debarkation exam. And what it is it's the final exam. Regardless of the rules, it always changes. We sort of figured that would be the case, because Bonkers and Tiddly, they've been through this before. And basically say, it always changes, but it's usually some type of physical test. And either way, whoever passes gets to go on to the Hunter's Guild. Whoever fails has to go back for the long trip. Like Ironworks doesn't stay in one place, and it goes back to the border port, and you have to survive the 3 months that way as well, and go through the training again, by the sounds of it. So, really, really bad. That being said, it's seemingly, this time, cops and robbers. Now, of course, hot-blooded Debonair, who is clearly awesome waifu material. I mean, I knew Twitter would blow up with that shit. I knew they would blow up with that stuff. And I was not disappointed. But now we've got Debonair working together with Grimm. Double waifu. 8 chapters into a series, and we already have double the waifus. And I'm just... it's so nice to see a manga appreciate what really matters. It's so nice to see that, isn't it? Isn't it nice? I mean, Twitter definitely appreciates Grimm and Debonair. No, seriously, they really do. Like, sometimes that shit goes beyond, like, One Piece tags. Like, it's just crazy. It's crazy. So, but yeah, so this time the game of choice, well, it's not supposed to be a game, but the exam is a simple match of cops and robbers. Now, Debonair is going to be the cop, alongside of Grimm, because she's bored, and we get to see her again. So it's like, oh, Grimm's back. All right. So she's going to use, Debonair and her are going to use cuffs. And basically, and they even say, like, don't eat, just running and hiding won't be enough to save you. The exam lasts 2 hours. You need to survive 2 hours without one of us cuffing you. And if we cuff you, then you're done. You know, once you're cuffed, you fail, you're in the jail cell. That's the end of it. So maybe nobody will pass. But so Grimm's there joining in, Grimm of the 100 Cannons, she's joining in. And the idea is simple: cops and robbers. There's apparently 30 of them. That might be just a generalization, but there's at least 30 combatants or members left, trainees, ready for this exam. They're ready to go. And there's only, and Vilo even works it out like, well, even 2 hours, like, I'm pretty sure we might be able to do something. It's like, this seems a little, then Grimm's like, this sounds too easy. I'm joining too. So now we got 2 cops, 2 hunters, and so Vilu's going to try his best, of course. I think we're going to see quite a few people pass. I'm going to guess 5 people pass this exam. 5 out of 30. I think Bonkers is going to pass. I think Mario is going to pass. I think the brothers and Vilu. Or actually, if one more, because we see a couple of new faces there, some faces where you haven't really been introduced to. Maybe if more people are going to pass, I don't think anybody we've met up to this point is necessarily going to fail, but I think maybe more than 5. Let's go 8. 8 people will pass the exam, and it'll be like, wow, surprising number of people passed, So they also end off the chapter in a very Toriko moment. This is very Toriko. There's a Kraken class sea monster. Sea butterfly number 13, a tidal manta ray. And it comes crashing through. It's massive. It's huge. It's a giant fucking manta ray the size of a Kraken. It's Kraken class. I like that. I like that. Kraken class for a sea monster. So cool. These little details is what really is selling me on this manga. These tiny little details. Like, there's big details, but then there's those tiny things that's like, that's genius. That's what you would call it. It'd be like, what else would you call it? You'd call it Leviathan class, right? You'd call it Leviathan class. You'd call it, I don't know, Neptune class, something like that. You'd have to use something very popular, very well known to go, and they use the Kraken, and it's really, really cool. Then we get to see Debonair, and we understand that she is just like Grim. Grim gives the explanation. That's why she's burning so hot. She normally burns at about 120 degrees. Like, that's stupid. She normally burns at 120 degrees Fahrenheit, apparently, or something like that. And then she ends up, though she's got all this, like, armory stuff, like the furnace harness, apparently. Furnace harness, that's kind of a cool name. And she gears it up, and she's able to concentrate all the power of her heat in her arm, because a lot of the time the problem with her technique, as is explained, is that she doesn't have pinpoint accuracy. So if you're around it, the heat is going to affect the landscape, it's going to affect everything. So being on the open ocean is what's perfect for Debonair, the hot-blooded, to stay on a ship that's on the ocean, because you can't do anything detrimental that can't be recovered in the ocean. So she uses the heat right arm, 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit bullet punch, takes this giant Kraken-sized thing out and just says, "That's right, you go that way, you little bitchy surfer dude. You go that way." It's like, all right, now back to the exam. We gotta fight. And everyone's just like, hell no. But that's the end of the chapter. It's a fantastic chapter, in all honesty. What's not to love about this chapter? We get the Toriko moment at the end. Debonair proving herself to be just better waifu material than ever before. Grimm's back in the story. We have this 4th/5th wall breaking Elder Scrolls shit going on at the beginning of the chapter. The mayor's alive. There's just, right? There's just too much to talk about. There's so damn much here. There's so much storytelling. There's so much just good writing. Good writing. That's what I'm going to call this. I'm going to call this good writing. This is just really good, very interesting writing. It's definitely, what it's doing is building tension, building hype, building suspense. It's doing these things, hitting the ground running 8 chapters in, and it's already got everybody so intrigued for what's next. That is the mark of greatness. That is the mark of something really, really solid. I hope it keeps this level of intrigue for a good long duration. So we haven't had a great manga like this happen since Dr. Stone started. Let's be real. Dr. Stone started, that was probably the last best, manga that came out in the last little while. So either way, what did you guys think of the chapter? What do you think of the series? Do these reviews get you into the series? Because if they did, let me know down in the comment section down below. Let me know down in the comment section down below how you feel about this chapter, how you feel about my theories. Do you have a theory of your own? Let me know down in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to try my best to get to them. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget, as always, to drink responsibly, as I always do. And we will see you back here again. This has been Griever, signing off. Sayonara, ladies and gentlemen.